Hello, hello. It is good to be on here together. We just wanted to come on today and just encourage everyone and just share some love and some life and some light.
Yes.
So I know nobody's on yet, but people will begin to come on. And please like and share. This will be in our private group as well as on my public profile. I guess uh, Facebook doesn't like StreamYard in private groups anymore, so we have to use it on my public profile, and it's also on YouTube today. And we will upload this to our Patreon as well for everyone, paid and free subscribers. And we just encourage you, if you haven't gotten a chance to check out our Patreon page, you can go to www.patreon.com/Life Imagined, and you can check out our Patreon there. It's pretty cheap. It's $14.99 a month for subscription, and that allows us and enables us to continue to do what we do with helping the collective to come out of uh, religious mind control and brainwashing and self-condemnation and come into a place of celebration, embrace, love,
Mhm.
vulnerability, authenticity. This is what we're about. Trish, it's good to see you. It's been a bit. We're finally getting revved up, set up, and in our new location, and back to work for us as well. Working at another RV park, and so it's going to be beautiful. Looks like this one we're going to be actually running pretty much everything this winter, so it's going to be awesome. But we wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about what we've been getting. I know we've been feeling a lot for the collective, for everybody when it comes to chaos in the mind and the need for clarity and peace. Good morning, Chelsea.
Morning.
And so it's good to have Shauna here. She's got a lot to give. We're also going to be doing a video in our Patreon right after this
Mm-hmm.
on the part 2 of Know Yourself and Self-Regulation. So if you're a subscriber there in the Patreon, you'll be seeing us twice today. Um,
Just can't get enough.
just can't get enough. But yeah, we want to come on here in free flow and talk a little bit about
Yeah.
some of the chaos in the mind that's been hitting people in this season, in this time. I know it's not just in this season and time,
Mm-mm.
it's been for some years that we've been going through these uh, free falls through the rabbit hole and then coming back in, to a place of, okay, let's anchor. We need clarity. There's a lot of ups and downs, guys. No matter how much we're free intellectually from our indoctrination of religiosity, we're still working through an emotional family tree of that of those mindsets when it comes to knowing ourselves and letting go of the savior complex and these types of things. But anything you want to add to that, honey? Just share something there,
No.
just as we go.
Yep.
She's quiet right now, but once she gets going, she's going to be flowing. But yeah, I pulled 3 cards today off of my energy oracle card deck. Okay. And the first 3 cards I pulled, I felt was for the collective and those that are going to be viewing this. And so this one, as I was shuffling, kept popping out.
Yeah.
And it's the all tied up card. Okay. I don't know if you can see that, but it's the all tied up card. And we're going to be looking at this one. The second card is the indecision card. And the third card is the magician in the mirror. Okay. So I felt like these 3 cards, and we're not going to look at it from a past, present, or future, but more or less one preceding the other and one answering the other, and where we're kind of unveiling in this season.
Yeah.
And so I believe it's going to be really powerful. So the all tied up card, I'm going to read you what it says in the book, and then we're going to channel this. But this is an upright card, and it's a lack of motion or sense of personal freedom. This card shows a woman tied up with vines around her wrists, body, and arms. Receiving this card upright represents a situation in your life where things seem to be severely stuck. A major drama may be going on around you, stopping you from moving forward, or it may be that some technicalities are blocking your way. Okay. Perhaps you're waiting for a contract to be signed or an agreement to be made. Whatever is holding things up, the restrictions may be feeling quite oppressive at this time. If this isn't technically the case for you, what's tying you up is your own personal stuff. Look at your life and see how you can be your own jailer. Not tailor, jailer. Look at your life to see how you can be your own jailer. Are you tying yourself up in some emotional way or in a negative habit that you refuse to deal with? If so, it's time to cut the vines and make some serious changes now. You needn't live in your self-imposed jail any longer. And what this is basically saying is that whether it's a situation that you're going through right now, or it's just a personal thing where, you know what, I've just been stuck in a certain area and I haven't been able to break through. And maybe you're watching other people just run ahead going, oh man, I got my breakthrough. I came through it. I got my answers. I got what I needed. And you're still sitting there going, well, I haven't had any movement for the last 6 months to a year. Okay. And I'm just sitting here, or I keep having the same movement over and over again, where I just keep cycling through the same thing that I thought I was over with. And we just want to encourage you that in that place of being tied up or feeling like you're in a loop, a lot of that is based in indecision, areas of indecision at a deeper level of your life. And we're not talking about career-based indecision or outward things. We're talking about inward perspectives of yourself and areas where there's been confrontation in certain areas that you might not want to face, or things that you've claimed you're free from and you're just done with from a place of anger. I know there's been a lot of anger that has been surfacing in the collective, especially over this last couple of weeks. And the anger within the collective is basically, you know what, I'm tired of going through the same thing. I'm tired of not breaking through into my dream. And so there's almost like we're trying to put our foot down, but us putting our foot down is not actually a healthy stance. It's a place of denial and indecision where we don't want to face some of these final shadows that we're dealing with, so that we can kind of get over the hump and get into this next flow of a more expanded state, a more expanded place. Are you getting anything off of that?
Yeah, I kind of feel like, I think a lot of us can understand or relate to that feeling of kind of going around the mountain again, or going around seeing the same things, or experiencing the same things, even though we are trying consciously to go a different direction, to have these different experiences, but yet we're still having the same experiences, and feeling some of that frustration and feeling like you're tied up by your thoughts or emotions. And part of that indecision is wanting to respond differently, but maybe not necessarily knowing how, or when you're in the middle of all of the chaos, how do you respond or react differently when you've only known what you can know as your experience? And so it's kind of this very interesting spot that I think we all are in collectively, of walking through this. So yeah, I think it's definitely very interesting season, because I'm like, some of it feels very familiar, like, okay, yeah, I've been here before. And a part of me is always wanting to look for the positives. And I think we're going to talk about this later in our Patreon video. But I think we have been even culturally taught, even in this new movement of oneness and everything, is to look for the positives. And but I feel like there's something missing, and it's in denial of actually what we're also feeling, and not validating some of the things that we are feeling and even believing. And so there's a place of safety in validation in the experience that we need to have, that will help us go to that next place in our own minds. And that's what shifts situationally, is it begins within ourselves, and we know that, but yet we keep responding the same ways. And so I think that's where we are collectively, is finding the safe places with each other, to validate the emotions, getting to even know what it is we are feeling situationally when we feel all tied up.
Yes.
Because a lot of times it doesn't even have to be situations. Nothing has changed situationally, maybe, but we just feel like we're stuck or tied up.
Yes.
And we're really just tied up within our own emotions. And so
Mhm.
learning to validate your emotions, validate yourself
Yes.
in those emotions, that if you're angry, it's okay to feel angry.
That's right.
It's what we do with that anger that matters. And that's where we're kind of learning to shift out of those patterns. And so I feel collectively we are learning to shift out of the patterns of the old.
Keep going, huh?
No, that's it.
I just want to put that up there. That was beautiful what you were just sharing here. Mark also said that's what happened in my environment as well. Yesterday was tons of crying after a reset to now today, feeling the new incarnation and the flow of it all. See, there we go. So some of you are you're funneling some of these experiences as road signs as well for the rest of the collective, and it's going to enable you to communicate from a place of being a bridge to one another a lot more effectively in this season. So what we're finding is in the places where we are tied up, it is connected right now, not only to the heart chakra and maybe your base root chakra, if you're still dealing with the flight or fight mode, but it's also not only communicating to the heart, but it's funneling into the throat chakra and your ability to communicate more effectively by reason of journeying out, walking in each other's shoes in this season when it comes to the collective comradeship of walking through that same tied up state, if I can put it that way. And, we were talking about, as you were sharing, and we're going to talk in detail in our Patreon, the Know Thyself series that we're doing in there, which we're talking about self-regulation. But one of the things that we want to run to when there's chaos in our life, or when we feel that we're bound and powerless, or we can't seem to break through into that next phase of who we are, whether it be in our career circumstantially, but mainly it's the inward dialogue of how we perceive ourselves. That's when we start doing this whole tug of war thing, and we try to affirm, we try to speak positive things, and a lot of our positive confessions, if they're coming out of that open root chakra flight or fight mode, then you're actually going to attract the opposite. So if you've been in a season where your affirmations have been backfiring, it's because your affirmations are actually creating duality in your life, because they're coming out of a place of being tied up, and which is really an indecisive place. So remember, wherever we will not face certain aspects of ourselves, or we're fed up and we're done, I'm done with the shadow work, I thought I already did it all, I'm done. And again, I don't want you to go back into the need to perform and do more shadow work from that place. That too can be indecision. So we can be so focused on our shadow work and our need for positive affirmation that we're actually moving in indecision. Now I'm hitting the mark a little bit deeper there. And that is what is keeping us all tied up, because the third card is the Magician card. And so the Magician card, which we're going to get into these two cards, I haven't even read those yet, but as we're channeling this, I want you to say that the Magician card isn't only the enablement and the empowerment that you're in control and you are the creator of your own world, and that you have created all of this for a purpose of growth and of clarity, and to actually untie yourself through using in a sense, duality and indecision as the springboard to begin to bring you out of certain comfort zones at a subconscious level, and now bring you into that embrace. But it's also playtime. And when you play as the magician and you do magic, you're in a place where you're no longer trying to obtain, or trying to protect, or trying to safeguard, or trying to get somewhere. You're now in a place of becoming the neutral observer. And the neutral observer doesn't need a positive affirmation to protect itself from a negative consequence. In fact, the neutral observer doesn't draw opposites. The neutral observer simply is, and through acceptance, is able to neutralize what would be experienced as negative energy, if that makes any sense here. So let's go ahead and read the second card. Could you read that for me, honey, on indecision? And this is an upright card. And what I like about it, it looks like a little Red Riding Hood in there, but it has a sign on each side, and it says unknown in that direction and unknown in that direction. So
sounds familiar.
Two unknowns, like there's nothing known. We're all in the unknown, right? And
I don't know about you guys. I was talking with a friend of mine, Crystal, and we have this, our minds kind of go in that same direction of if we don't know something, which we know we don't know a lot, especially situationally. If we don't know something, the unknown, all the freaking scenarios fly through our minds.
Worst case scenario.
I mean, well, not just worse. Even
for me.
Yes, for you it's worse. But just all possibilities will go through our minds, and then we are processing or living out all of these scenarios.
Yes.
You know, and we are all doing this all the time, whether we are aware of it or not. We're living out all the possibilities of allness. And so that's where I think some of this indecision is coming from, is because there's so many possibilities. And so many times we're trying to make something happen because we need something or want something, but it's coming out of the lack mentality or the fear or anxiety, and we don't even really know it. And I feel like we are all becoming more consciously aware of intentions and motives behind some of our things that we are doing. Like recently, I just told Brian, I was like, the last couple of nights I've been feeling like going to sleep and processing in my dreams anxiety.
Yes.
And just feeling it even when I'm trying to go to sleep, some anxiety. And I'm like, okay, before I would try to be like, okay, I'm going to watch a video and I'm just going to focus on the positive. I'm going to redirect my mind and all of these other things. But today I woke up and I just allowed myself to just feel anxiety and just let it be. It isn't who I am, and I can just embrace it. And I believe that's what we're talking about with that neutral observer, is we have to be able to embrace it. Stop trying to get rid of it, fix it, whatever. Just embrace.
Nothing is wrong.
Nothing is wrong. So if we're feeling anxious, just let it be, because there's something going on, situational, whatever, emotional, doesn't matter. Something is being processed. And I watched this video today, and
just how we're wired.
I loved her because she was like, we're all like witches and warlocks because we are basically all alchemists. Because energy cannot be destroyed. It is all just transformed. We are constantly transforming energy. And I think we are all becoming more aware of this and alchemizing it. We hear about these things being, transmuting energy, but I don't see a lot being talked about how we are doing this. And also, I don't want it to be a performance thing of, needing to transmute this. I need to transmute this energy because it doesn't feel so good. That's how I've done it in the past. And especially with anxiety, it's like, I need to transmute this. I need to do something with it. But it was all coming out of needing to just get rid of it because it doesn't feel good.
Yes.
And that's also denying a part of myself. And so truly loving ourselves and self-acceptance and knowing ourselves means embracing all the different aspects, all the different parts of ourselves. But yes, I will read the indecision.
This is wonderful. That was really, really good there.
It says, which choice to make? This card marks the presence of 2 or more possible choices in your life. It shows you anxiously looking at 2 roads, wondering which would be the better choice. Yet you are standing still, feeling confused by the up and down emotions of your present indecision. You could spend days, months, or even years in the back and forth energy, all the while feeling your focus and your life force energy draining away. This indecision creates a paralysis of will, one that will keep you stuck while you're waiting to be certain about the results of your choice.
Waiting to be certain.
I love that. I'm going to read it again. This indecision creates a paralysis of will, one that can keep you stuck while you're waiting to be certain about the results of your choice. It's time to let go of the analysis and self-doubt that have been keeping you stuck. Meditate on your options and see where your spirit guides you. Consider which decision resonates with you most, both in the process and in the goal. Follow your heart and make the honoring choice.
Follow your heart and make the honoring choice. I think the honoring choice here, just like you said, is the neutral stance. Neutrality breaks you out of indecision, because all indecision is you trying to be positive in the midst of a negative. And the moment you try to be positive in the midst of a negative, it reveals and exposes the intention that is flight or fight behind it. It is, you are threatened.
Yes.
Whenever we need to speak a positive affirmation in the midst of what we feel is a negative situation,
Right.
it is out of self-preservation. It is not out of really true identity. Okay. And so that's where a lot of our indecision gets stuck. And again, I got to look at that one part again. The indecision creates a paralysis of will that can keep you stuck while you're waiting to be certain. See, we have been programmed to believe that we have to be certain of things, that we have to make sure it's the right path. Okay, well, you created every path, and every path is a pathway of your mind.
Yep.
Okay, and so, so it's something that we have to learn to understand, that like Shauna was saying, we are energy. We can't be destroyed. We can only change form. And so we're constantly cycling energy. And so we are energy, and we are energy alchemists that are constantly transforming energy into worlds in which we live in. And we live in those worlds in our minds. Okay. And so this is something that I think the more we understand, the more we're going to really come out of that place of being all tied up in our thought processes. I remember in the Bible, they called it the valley of decision, right? It was the valley of decision. And so the valley of decision is the valley of your own mind. The valley is the place of conclusion. The place of conclusion is the place of judgment. The place of judgment is the place where your labels of conclusion no longer allow you to go beyond what's been concluded. And it becomes that place where you're tied up. See, you're tied up wherever you have fully defined a place in your life and can go no further, is where you become tied up. Okay. And so the magician is coming in. Can we read that card real quick?
Yeah.
The magician is coming in this season to help us not only learn how to play, but also mirror true intentions and bring us into the place of the neutral observer that is no longer threatened by the seesaw of negative and positive responses.
Yes.
And is no longer playing that game on that playground,
Right.
but is simply enjoying every aspect, no matter what it is. And that's where we're headed. Go ahead and read the magician here.
So, magician in the mirror, knowing and using your true power. This card upright represents the culmination of your personal and spiritual power at this time. In the magician's left hand is the flame of passion and action. You want to hold that up?
Yeah.
In his right hand is a vortex of water and the light of reflection. This highly beneficial card is telling you that you are the magician, and within your grasp are the amazing forces of earth and spirit. The water is the energy of yin and the power of spirit and clarity of thought. We had no idea. We didn't even read this. Just so you guys know, when we titled this clarity.
Yeah, we had no idea what we were going to say.
Nope. And so it's kind of fun. And then the flame is the energy of yang, bringing direction and creativity. Together, they give you the magnificent magic of transformation. The mirror stands beside the magician, reflecting the outer world's response to your choice to use or dismiss the true power that you have.
Stop right there for a second. When we are neutral and we accept every situation as non-threatening and as opportunity to know ourselves or to love or to embrace or to see the dream come to pass. Where's that part at again? Oh, I don't want to lose that. Okay.
Which part?
Where were you reading here?
Right here.
Okay. Okay.
So the mirror stands
The
beside.
mirror stands beside the magician, reflecting the outer world's response to your choice to use or dismiss the true power that you have. And so whenever you cannot take and accept everything as an opportunity, and you run to the, oh no, I need to speak positive because this is negative, what you do is you dismiss your power. So when you dismiss your power, you tie yourself up. And when you tie yourself up, you automatically cannot make a decision. And the unknown becomes a threat to you rather than the Disney World or the Wonderland that it actually is, to break you free from the conclusions that has, and again, hid your face from your own empowerment. Okay. So continue.
Yeah. What I wanted to talk about was very interesting to me, the yin and the yang.
Yes.
It's not a positive and negative.
No.
And I think we talked about this before on one of our videos, where we've concluded so much on things being positive and negative.
Yeah.
And we do that because with our indecision, if we can conclude on things being positive or negative, we'll know if it's good or bad, or if we're doing it right or wrong. Yeah. And it leads us in that constant cycle, like you said, of being tied up.
Yes.
And so when it just is, and you're observing it through that neutrality, then you can use things. Then the yin, which is the water, the power of spirit and clarity of thought, that's what it's used for. The flame being the energy of yang, bringing direction and creativity. There is no positive or negative.
That's right.
It is all being used for your good.
That's right.
It is all beneficial. It's
all you.
Energy.
There's nothing separate from you. So there's really only one energy, and that is you. Experiencing yourself as everything and everybody based on the structure of your own mind's perception of itself, in the matrix as well as the higher self. So you have these dialogues going on, which is the higher dialogue of who you are as love, and then you have the avatar dialogue of who you are as the character you're playing. And so all of this is the same energy that has been judged at different angles. Okay. And so wherever you have judged your energy, you're going to experience it in the sense of a positive or negative experience that doesn't actually exist like we think it does.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you receive the magician upright, you are put on notice that an important and powerful time is at hand. You are the alchemist of your life. And just as an alchemist turns base metals into gold, you are now able to transform your difficulties into great blessings.
Yes.
This is true in every area of your life. Claim your power and embrace your intentions in your heart and in your daily life.
So good.
Direct your destiny, and in the midst of your future, and the mists of the future will clear into brilliant reality.
See, that right there shows me that, wow. See, without even knowing this, as soon as we were getting ready to go live, we just pulled these cards. We didn't read them, but we felt like the name of this was about coming into clarity.
Yes.
And so I truly believe, everybody is a magician. Everybody is a witch. Everybody is a warlock in the right sense of the word, not the social club definition, or the, all of the twisted, cultural and religious definitions. Those all have to go, and so it's really important that we come into a place of realizing that if you're tied up. Now let's look at this from another side, so you don't feel like being tied up is even a negative thing.
Right.
So let's look at it as you tied yourself up to come out of indecision to realize you are the magician.
Yes.
And so to realize you're the magician is an enablement to look in a mirror, and when what you see in the mirror might be the opposite of what's really going on in your own perspective and conclusion.
Right.
But through that, you realize that you're not only coming out of indecision for yourself, which is you're deciding that you're no longer going to believe the lie that you're tied up. You're deciding you're no longer going to side with being tied up in the illusion of your mind, within the mind. But, you know, what's funny is that when you realize that you are the magician and the mirror, you are also helping the collective to come out of that place of indecision and feeling tied up. So if you're in a season right now where you're just waiting for the ball to get rolling and things are on hold right now, or, you know, blessings or things you've been believing for, finances. I know we're waiting for this coin that, you know, investment thing to drop, and a lot of people are waiting for it as well. And of course, the mind wants to come in and say, well, it's all probably fake. Well, in one sense, the world you're living in is fake. So we can look at that, but we don't have to keep up with the Joneses or play the game based on everybody else to try to get something or get somewhere or do this to receive that. It is simply observing the game and deciding how you want to play the game. Okay, we can play the game from a completely different way if we want to. Okay, everybody getting us okay on video? Deb said it's lagging on her end. Just want to make sure we're coming in okay. Just give us a thumbs up here. We might be lagging a little bit. We are on satellite, so hopefully it's not too bad. Okay, all right. So either way, you know, as you're going through your day today, thanks, Shelley. As you're going through your day today, I want you to be aware of the fact that you're the creator. You're in control, and you're not creating something messed up. Okay, like we would think, well, if I'm the creator, then I need to get out of this indecision and I need to quit being all tied up and I need to do this. No, that will encourage you to stay tied up and continue the cycle of indecision because you created the matrix to be the magician mirroring to you.
Yes.
Okay, so you are the magician as the matrix in the mirror, and you are the character as the magician in a matrix that you've made into a mirror. Okay, and you're mirroring back to you, not a need to change something, but an acknowledgement of how you're wired to simply alchemize what is coming to you.
Yes.
Okay, so let it alchemize, let it flow, and we're just going to do just a quick deep breath. So just go ahead and just close your eyes, and we're just going to do a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. I want you to just picture yourself as a tree, a beautiful tree, whatever your favorite tree is that's bearing fruit, that's blossoming, that's full of beautiful branches and life. And just another deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And I want you to see how deep your roots are going. And your roots are going into all of the different chakras that is the earth, but is your body. And all those roots are going in, and light is coming through those chakras. And those chakras are networking and communicating as one. Another deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I want you to visualize you being this tree of life, rooted deeply into mother, rooted deeply into security, rooted deeply into who you are as the creator, as mother and father, as masculine and feminine energies. And I want you to just see your branches extending and creating shade for all the other parts of you that are still wandering and trying to find a refuge and a place of where they belong. And just let that tree of righteousness of who you are just begin to embrace the parts of you that seem disconnected, the parts of you that are waiting for something to happen. And just allow those parts to just begin to rise up and play. And just play. Now just see yourself in with that tree. Now there's a ladder, there's a tree house, there's a swing, and all the different parts of you have now taken that beautiful tree of refuge and turned it into a playground of fun, enjoyment, awe, experimentation, and beautiful experiences. And just feel that for just a moment. Just embrace that for a moment. You're okay. There is nothing lacking in you. Everything is as it should be. Everything is complete. You designed the matrix to walk you through this season for a reason, to help you to enter into your wonderland. And so just receive that today. Just receive that place of bliss. It's okay. Nothing negative is happening. With the upcoming election, everything is going to be all right. We are creating our world. Okay. There might be other parts of us that are asleep, that are wanting to create chaos in the matrix. Okay. We can simply take the parts of us that are awake and shift to another timeline. We can just shift. We do not have to be a part of the double-mindedness that we think is going on. We can literally alchemize. It's just energy, guys. It's just energy. So be at peace. Everything is as it should be. Okay. Everything is working out. I know the journey that Shauna and I have been on. We planned all kinds of things. It just did not work out. And of course, we want to force it. Well, it needs to work out this way because I'm the creator. But the thing is I created it to not work out that way because there's a better way. Okay. So whenever our little finite brains want to try to say, and here's the thing, me as Brian in this suit is not the creator. Okay. I am the observer of me in a higher capacity somewhere behind the curtain of Oz, you know, working out all the kinks here. So it's okay. If you do not have full disclosure in this human experience, then you're not required to understand what you're currently walking through. You're there for the ride. So just enjoy the ride. And when higher self discloses to you a bunch of information and stuff, then you will be equipped to carry that out.
Yes.
But until then, enjoy the ride.
That's right.
We love you guys. We appreciate you. Any final words,
No,
honey?
that was good. Love you guys. Know that you are not alone.
Yes.
And that
we're with you.
We are with you and many others as well.
Yes.
I know energetically I've been feeling a lot of that feeling of being separated again. And again, I'm like, I've dealt with this. I know the truth, but I'm feeling that feeling of being alone.
That's right.
And just know that that feeling is also okay. And just want you guys to know that you're not alone and you are loved, accepted right where you are.
Yes. Wow. That is just, that is beautiful. And all of everybody on here, we just love you guys. We just want to acknowledge Jackie and Chelsea and Marsha and Penny and Deb and Shelly. And boy, we've got a lot on here. Trish, Heather. We just love you guys and appreciate you, Tanya, Mark, Elijah. We just want to say thank you guys for being in our life. Thank you for all that you are. Andrea, it's good to see you. I just want to actually, while Andrea is on here real quick before we go, I just want us to can we just take a moment and shift our energy, alchemizing energy over Andrea's body right now, over her frequency and everything that she is carrying in her biological imagination. That even right now at an atom and subatomic level, there is a communication going on in your body, that body you created with your mind, that even within the mind right now of you, Andrea, we are all just releasing the realizations of wholeness and completeness and harmony and melody in the sound of creation in your DNA, and that all of the DNA upgrades that are happening right now are bringing you into a fullness of wholeness in your conscious awareness of self and an embrace of who you are. And we just release that. We just release that. There's an energy right now, Arcturian energy and Lyran energy is beginning to break out of your bone marrow right now, Andrea. I just saw two hieroglyphs, two starseed signatures coming out, one out of your right elbow and the other out of your left hip bone. And I'm just seeing this breaking forth again. This is significant to your ability to take hold in this season of the purpose of what you are journeying through, as well as your ability to stand and shift as needed, almost like you surfing on a surfboard, Andrea. I see you. It is what's that Billabong. I keep Billabong. Remember Billabong? Okay, and that's that whole wave. And it's a surfing. I forget what it's all about, but anyway, it's all about, let's ride the waves, dude. And I just seen you riding the wave of your own frequency and vibration, Andrea, and you just keep getting up, riding that wave. And every time a wave overtakes you, you're just jumping back up on that wave. And what I'm seeing is you're actually perfecting a sound. And then I'm seeing you playing like on a piano, learning a specific key, or teaching the collective a specific key. And it's that one song. I don't even know the song, but it's da na 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 na. It's actually what they do for vocals too. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that one. Yeah. It's that one there that's being played. And I'm seeing you harmonizing or helping to tune the sound of the collective as you're riding a wave that's manifesting as infirmity in your body that doesn't actually exist, but you're actually riding that wave of an octave to bring the collective into their higher octave release. It's the part of the song that is bringing about all of the, okay, so when you have the song, you have that first phrase, and and then you go into the chorus, and then you have the second one, and then you hit that big, here's the heart of the song. You are the heart of the song coming forth as you're surfing the wave of sound, which is manifesting in your body as ascension symptoms, but you're breaking through right now with Arcturian energy and Lyran energy that is coming in. And I'm seeing that Arcturian energy of the mastering of emotion that you have been alchemizing and transmuting within the collective, and you're at the final stage of that. So get ready. You're at the final stage. Everything that you've been experiencing has been those photographs within the collective. So you're being equalized right now. Shoo! And your tree of life is being released from carrying and holding on to some of that energy. And you're now coming into a second wind and a place of release right now. We just release that upon you. We just release that upon you as being your subconscious within you as you are coming into the next phase of who you are. That's really awesome. Do you see these lights flashing on us? I don't know why the lights are flashing on. I don't know if it's happening in the screen or not, but we're actually getting light flashes, and there's nothing flashing in here. So something's happening right now. And so we just release that upon you. And also for those of you that might be going through something right now in your bodies, we just want to equalize that. There is a realm, and we carry this realm of equalization. Wow. Realize this. While religion, and specifically Christianity, will focus on the need to have sickness and disease so that they can feel important to try to cast it out of you or heal you or build some ministry based on their healing anointing, which is all bullshit, okay, which I'm exposing right now. There is no sickness or disease. You are simply you are ascending and breaking out of the constraints and breaking free from the structures and programming that we have built around us. And what feels like sickness and disease in our bodies when we get hit is not an attack from a devil or a lower frequency thing. It is an ascension symptom. And the more you begin to alchemize in your understanding of what is really going on, hey, I'm right there with you guys. I shared on the last video we did, that worst case scenario, that'll come into my mind. And many a times I'm writing that for the collective. Okay. And so we have to come out, in order to come out of the worst case scenario situation. And every time your mind goes worst case scenario, I want you to go, yay, worst case scenario. This is awesome. I can't wait to see how this is going to be alchemized. Instead of going, oh man, worst case scenario. How do I get into best case scenario? Well, the moment you try to, again, be in indecision where you think you're tied up and you're not tied up. You've just tied a bow. Okay. Oh, what a beautiful bow I've just tied. Oh, no. My mind says I'm in indecision and therefore I'm all tied up. No, to come out of that is to celebrate what you're currently in. Celebrate it. Start celebrating it. Okay. Okay. It might feel like you're in denial. It's okay. Celebrate it. And when you celebrate it and nothing happens and you freak out, you'll know then in the freak out what celebrating brought to the surface for you to alchemize. Okay. So again, it isn't about I'm celebrating to get out of this one. No, I'm celebrating to stop trying to escape what I'm not really entangled in, so that I can really realize that everything that I thought was working against me is actually working on my behalf. And so that's where we're going, guys. Yep. All right. What you perceive is what you will believe. That's what James just said. Let me just put that up there so people can see it. And so I love you guys. We appreciate you. Again, if you want to support us, we are living by faith in this season, not the Christian faith, because faith isn't based on Christianity. Isn't that wonderful? We can live by faith without religion. So we are living in a place where we are going full steam ahead online and with Life Imagined. And so if you haven't checked it out, we do have a group on Facebook called Life Imagined. You can join it. It's free. You can share your voice. You can share videos. We let everybody be who they are with no strings attached. That's just make it about you, make it about love, and it's all good. No micromanaging. It's a safe place to find your voice, to find your flow. We don't care what you believe, as long as you're not forcing it on anybody else and sharing it for the sake of everybody else. Accepting one another and loving one another. Hey, that's what it's about. We also have our Patreon group, and I've shared that a couple of times already. Yes, there's a free side. You'll get it the same as whatever, what we get on Facebook and so on and so forth. But we encourage you to subscribe. It's $14.99 a month. It's basically a couple Happy Meals. And again, get in before November if you have an iPhone, because Apple made a deal with Patreon to charge 30% more. So if you get in before that, you'll be grandfathered in. Otherwise, you end up paying like $20 a month for what you could be paying $14.99 in America, that is. Okay. And so come on in there. We are doing a lot. We're doing weekly Zooms where we're teaching people how to shift their thought forms, how to create magical entities, how to crush egregores. If you don't know anything about egregores, learning to play. And again, we're not doing this out of a religious way or we've got to build this so that, none of that. We're actually using it to springboard into going into our field and actually doing shadow work from being God. It's a God accountability shadow work rather than trying to be a human and do our shadow work. We're going to do it from being the creator and literally learning how to create worlds through this platform and purpose. So we're actually hands-on learning how to create and alchemize in our Zooms on Friday mornings at 9 a.m. Mountain Time in our Patreon group on the subscriber side. And we're also, Sean and I are also doing videos that are on how to know yourself. It's going to be multiple themes off of knowing ourselves. And right now we are dealing with self-regulation. We're getting ready to go there right now and do a whole video on self-regulation. And so we're going to be doing this and helping how do we come out of religion or not how do we come out, but when coming out of religion, why is it that we have to ground? Why is it that we're free falling? What is really going on there? And how our sky daddy was our self-regulation, where we were not regulated as children with our parents, and how we are stuck emotionally and how we react out of that and how to change that. And so this is going to be really, really awesome. So yes, there will be multiple themes, right, off of that Know Thyself series. Right now, we are on self-regulation. It's going to be all on the mind, emotion, practical application for your avatar.
Right.
While our Friday Zooms are on going from the avatar to higher self and God mode and how to create from that standpoint. So it's bringing a really good balance between the two.
Yeah.
Of divine perspective and implementation of creation, as well as the avatar putting it on through the simulation in the matrix. Really, really good stuff, guys. We appreciate you. We love you. And if you just want to support us financially, you can click those links and you can give at any time, which also helps us. Also, real quick, go ahead.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh. Also, really quick before we go, sometime over the next couple days, we're going to jump on and do another raffle for a Starseed activation session. So we will be raffling. I know some people can't afford to do, a live session, and this one we're going to raffle. It's going to be $10 a ticket. We'll probably stop at 20 once 20 people have put it in. We'll raffle. We'll pick one, and this one will be a live Facebook. On Facebook, at least on my general page there, and possibly YouTube, we will do a live session. No, but not everybody has seen one going live before. People have shared a couple of them. There's been a lot of talk about these Starseed activation sessions. They're very needed and they are powerful, life-changing. And there's a lot connected to why we are doing these that I've been instructed from
a lot of answers.
The Galactic Federation, as well as the Arcturian group called the Feminines that came and gave us the upgrade and gave us the mandate to do these sessions in preparation for the big show. So we are going to, in the next couple days, be doing a raffle. And so as that raffle goes, don't forget to put in your name and $10 a ticket. And this is going to be awesome because whoever gets it only pays $10 for a $120 session. And so it will be live and everybody will get to be a part of that. So we love you. We appreciate you.
I wanted to say something, Nathan, you are not alone.
Yes.
Yes. There is we've talked to a lot of people, and this understanding of self-regulation, I mean, it's been around. Yes. It's not the first time, but it's become in a lot of people's awareness of how they don't know how to self-regulate.
Yes.
And so it's beautiful. It is all beautiful. And we are walking this out together. We are learning together.
That's right.
How to self-regulate and to love all the parts of ourselves, all the emotions, all the beliefs. They're all beautiful.
That's right.
Okay. Love you guys.
We love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Have
and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.